Hey, what's up everyone? This is Snackbox. Hope you all are having a great day. Guys, in this video, I'm going to show you two teams for the event dungeon that you could run because we have this Shredders of Wrath tournament right now that started today. You know, pretty good time to do it if you want to do it. I can totally understand if some people just want to skip it completely because, you know, the set is not that great, but you know, who knows, maybe there will be content in the future where we require the set. So if you want to get your hands on some artifacts and accessories from that chronophage set, this might be a good time to do it. We also have the personal reward CVC going on right now. It looks pretty good for us. And yeah, might be a good time to farm it, get some CVC points, and also complete this tournament, as you can get an Immortal Soul Stone at the last milestone. Before we dive deeper into this video, make sure to hit the like button. It really goes a long way. Also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more raid content. And now let's get back to the video. I have two teams that I can show you for stage 30. I already did a video on a 6-second team, which is not 100% win rate, but those two teams that I'm about to show you will be 100% win rate. And we're going to start with this one right here. Now, obviously, you can see a Galathir here, but basically you can use any reviver here. Build that reviver in the same way I did with Galathir here, and it will 100% work, and I will show you that. Now let's run this real quick. As you can see, we have Marius in here, Wukong. Wukong is basically in a damage build, very slow. And yeah, we have Lamasu and Lydia. So 3 of those 5 champions are actually, you know, accessible for everyone at some point. Now Wukong, you know, can be replaced, obviously. He's basically just there to add a little bit more damage, but you can technically use anybody in there, and then you can replace Galathir by any other reviver as well. You just have to make sure that this reviver that you're going to choose is tanky enough. He doesn't need to be fast or anything. Like 250 speed, something like that is totally fine, and then make him tanky, right? That's basically all you have to do. And as you can see here, it's about to be like a minute for this run. Sometimes a little bit faster, it depends on RNG, how fast are the ads dying and so on. And yeah, that's pretty much how this goes. So this team is a little bit faster than the other, but you know, also requires a little bit more and better gear. And as you can see, I have a 6-star soul on Marius. He basically does the biggest part of the damage, right? Like 5 million. You can't see it because I'm in the way. So here you can see it, almost 5 million damage. And then Wukong, you know, just gives the boss the rest, basically. So let me actually change Galathir so you can see that you can basically use any reviver. All right, so as you can see, I swapped out Galathir for a Duchess, and this should work as well. I don't see a reason why this should fail. And yeah, so we start with Lamasu with the A2, right? Put everybody, put the fear on everybody and the block buffs. That is actually pretty important because the passive of Kyoku will try to put up increased defense, which we want to avoid, right? And then we also don't want Shredder to get any buffs because we don't want him to get the perfect whale as his effects then become unresistible, and that's something we don't want, right? So we definitely want to avoid that. And yeah, that's basically how it goes. So this is actually 40 seconds. We were a little bit lucky with Wukong's A2 here. He finished off Kyoku and the boss just died from the splash damage. So this is a 40-second run. This is actually the fastest run I ever had. So let's try this one more time. I mean, the fastest run in terms of 100% win rate. So let's see. And what is pretty cool here with Marius is that the temporal chains triggers his counter attack, right? So you can definitely take advantage of that. Pretty cool. So yeah, I don't know why we had a 40-second run earlier, but It looked pretty promising, but I don't think it will happen again. Unless we get really lucky, but I don't think so, actually. Now maybe if Wukong takes a turn. Oh yeah, he did actually a good amount of damage. We didn't have a weaken or decrease defense on Kyoku, so that's probably why it didn't kill Shredder. But this should be something like a 1 minute run, maybe a little bit longer as well. So yeah, there we go, 1 minute 4 seconds. And yeah, it doesn't matter, like I said, which reviver you bring in here. You just have to make him tanky enough that he survives all these attacks and can revive your champions. At some point, your Wukong is going to take a turn and then deal enough damage to finish the boss. And meanwhile, if not, Marius will keep using his max HP hits. Now, the other team that I got for you here is a little bit more free-to-play friendly. We have 2 epics in here. Marius, you kind of see it's, speeding up the whole thing. So he's really doing a lot of work here. And basically, we make use of Kalvalax, his poisons, to get rid of the ads faster, and then make sure that we, make use of Geomancer's passive. And as you can see, the boss is already at 50% HP. Now we might heal him a little bit again when we trigger Kyoku's passive, but that's okay. We are now at 30 seconds, and yeah, if we kill Kyoku faster, we can actually make this a lot more faster run, and also Geomancer would not target the minions with his HP burn, which kind of sucks, but it's okay. It's I just tried to come up with a 100% win rate team. Obviously, I would love to farm it in like 30 seconds, but I'd rather just have a 100% win rate team and then try to optimize from there. And I think this is actually a pretty cool team because, we have 2 epics here. Both of them were kind of used in the last event dungeon, Geomancer and Vogoth. And yeah, I don't have Geomancer in a region set because I wanted him to go first. So if you paid attention to that, he goes first and places the HP burn on the boss. So now if the minions go, we already start reflecting damage. And Siphi triggers a temporal chains, so Kyoku's passive is healing before the boss takes any damage, so therefore we don't lose damage. And yeah, Kalvalax just makes sure we can get rid of the ads as fast as possible, or faster, which is pretty important. I don't know if you can replace him. I don't actually think so. Maybe you can tune it somehow so you can nuke those minions with Seer, for example. That should work. I don't see why not. Yeah, as you can see, the boss is just killing himself with Geomancer, and then we have obviously Marius with his max HP hits and all the counter attacks when buffs get placed from the temporal chains effect. So yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. A little bit longer than a minute and a little bit slower than the other team, but not that much actually. And as you can see here, Geomancer actually did more damage than Marius, which is pretty interesting. Now, before we go over my builds, I want to show you the stats of this event dungeon stage. So if you go on hellhades.com, you can see here on the stages tool the stats that you need, all the requirements. The boss has 3 million HP, and he's at 258 speed. The fastest champion is Shu Zan at 300 speed. So your fastest champion needs to be 1 speed faster than Shu Zan, basically. If you want to place debuffs on the boss, you need to have 505 accuracy at least. And the champion with the highest resistance here is Kyoku with 500 resistance. That means 525 accuracy is what you want to aim for to be able to place debuffs on her as well. And if you reach that value right here, you're pretty much good to go. Obviously, you want to be a little bit higher than that because at like 580, something like that, then that's when it becomes a 3% chance that your debuffs get resisted. Here, it might be something like a 4% chance or closer to 4%. So here's my Marius. I did not change his build that much. I just added a little bit more accuracy to his kit. So he has stone skin, 4-piece stone skin and 4-piece lethal on him. And these are the stats. 5.7k defense, 296 speed, and 342 crit damage, 345 accuracy. Pretty funny that resistance and accuracy have the same value here. I have a 5-star cat's gaze on him, and that makes it a little bit easier. Also, he has the Dungeon Delver's gemstone, this triangular gemstone, I forgot the name, that increases his damage by 1% per 100 of the total accuracy. And if you buff the increased accuracy, you get a little bit more damage on his A1. That doesn't affect his max HP hits. And then probably one of the best triangular gemstones we have, and it's a rare one, so pretty easy to get, or easier to get. And this just gives you flat 3% death ignore if the target is under 2 or more debuffs. Very important. So it's conditional, but we get, 18% death ignore from the cat's gaze, and then another 3 from this gemstone, and we most of the time have 2 or more debuffs. Completely booked, crushing rend, pretty important for PvE. And then here the masteries, I went with Helm Smasher, obviously. Here's my Lydia in a 9-piece feral set. As I said earlier, 525 accuracy is what we want to aim for. She needs to be the second fastest in my team. So she's at 331 speed. 9-piece feral also adds a little bit more damage to the A1 of Marius or Wukong. She's crit capped, but you don't need to crit cap her. The most important part is the speed and then the accuracy. And as you can see, I'm way higher than 525, but also way faster than 300. Remember, you don't only have to be faster than 300. Relic doesn't really matter, it just gives a little bit more accuracy. Nature's Bounty is just for Chimera stuff, fully booked, and these are the masteries with War Master. And here is Lamasu. She's in an impulse set, 3-piece feral, 3-piece pinpoint, just to get the accuracy up and the speed. So as I said, you can build Lamasu with like 302 speed and Lydia 301, and it would be totally fine. And yeah, 543 accuracy, right at the spot where I want her to be. And she has the Purge Shadow Relic. It's also just for Chimera, but it doesn't hurt. She's completely booked and has also the War Master Mastery. Then here's the Siphi that I used in a 9-piece protection set, 342 speed. That's pretty much all I cared about. You can also make her super slow, like 250 speed-ish in stone skin, and give her a shit ton of, HP and just make her super tanky so she doesn't die. That works as well. That's what I basically did with Duchess, and you can theoretically do the same on any reviver that I mentioned earlier. She has a Purge Shadow Relic as well, just for Chimera. I didn't want to remove all the relics and stuff. This just costs too much Starstone. And she's completely booked and also has War Master. And then there's Wukong. He's in a 6-piece Merciless and 2-piece Zeal set. Now you can also build him with Lethal, Savage. It doesn't really matter. Just stack up as much attack as you can. Build him with like 200 speed, something like that. He doesn't need to be super fast. 100% crit rate and then as much crit damage as you can. Also, he doesn't necessarily need accuracy. He just needs to deal damage. That's all he's there for. And yeah, I have the Gore Crescent relic on him, which gives him a ton of extra damage with these 2 gemstones as well. That's basically the same build that I used on the 6-second team. And yeah, he's completely booked, crushing rend, and I didn't go with Helm Smasher because with his A2 I'm already close to 100% death ignore, so the crit damage definitely benefits me more here. Then here's Geomancer, so he's actually faster than all of the other champions, right? So 344 speed, you can, as I said, you only need to be faster than 300. This is totally an overkill. And then the accuracy as well. I just wanted to make sure to reduce the chance to get resisted to a maximum, right? So you can aim for, 302 speed or 301 speed and then 525 accuracy. Obviously, you want to give him a good amount of HP. You can definitely pump that up a little bit and lower the speed. That just makes it a little bit, more safer, but it works this way as well. Now, I gave him the Golden Elixir Relic, which definitely helps to keep him alive. Completely booked Miracle Heal. This is from another build, so I could theoretically give him a Blood Shield accessory, and he would have a little bit more survivability, and these are his masteries. I went with Eagle Eye for more accuracy. And here is Vogoth in a Bolster set and a 2-piece Immortal set for a little bit more HP and heals. So he heals for 13% every time he takes a turn. 100k HP, 247 speed. And yeah, that's pretty much all that I cared about. I gave him the Golden Elixir as well. It's a 3-star. I didn't even, rank it up. He has Miracle Heal as well. He has 1 Blood Shield accessory, which helps, but it's not even completely ranked up, as you can see. And these are his masteries, just some extra HP here from Elixir of Life. And here is Duchess in a 4-piece Stone Skin and a 5-piece Protection set. Now, you don't really need the Protection set, but the Stone Skin, 4-piece Stone Skin, I would definitely recommend to add more survivability when Tetsuya gets a turn. So 108k HP, 252 speed, and 403 resistance. The resistance doesn't hurt, but it's also too low to resist any of the debuffs. And then I gave her the Golden Elixir. This is my highest Golden Elixir that I have, 4-star. And I also have this gemstone that bosses deal 5% less damage to the wearer, which definitely helps in boss fights. Completely booked Cruelty for Hydra stuff, actually. And yeah, I also have her with Warmaster, but you can theoretically just go with more HP or resistance, whatever you prefer. Just make sure you build her with enough HP and, 5k defense should be fine, and then as much HP as you can. 250 speed is totally fine. The Golden Elixir will keep her alive. And here is my Kalvalax. I changed his build a little bit for the event dungeon. Normally he's not in Stone Skin for PvP. But here I gave him a 4-piece Stone Skin set just to make sure he's alive while the poisons are ticking, because if he dies, they won't get that extra damage from this relic. So I wanted to make sure that he survives until all of those minions are taking a turn, so they get the maximum amount of damage from the poisons, which really helps to get rid of them. So he's at 9.3k attack and 544 accuracy, just about enough to place those poisons. As I said, the poison relic at 4-star, you can, I would actually rank it up instantly to 4 if you have a Kalvalax, because it's just like so strong. He gets 110% of his attack as extra damage on the poisons, which is pretty cool. Then he's completely booked, but you don't really have to book him. All you care about is the poison, from his passive, the poison debuff or the poison debuffs. But he also has a enemy max HP hit, which can also deal a lot of damage. And the lethal dose blessing is just for PvP, doesn't really help here. And I went with Eagle Eye for more accuracy. And this is the build that I used on Star Sage in the first run with 86k HP, 4.7k defense, 264 speed, and 594 resistance. And you can do this basically with every reviver, right? Like Ankara, Lady Noelle, Duchess, Siphi, Galathir. You just have to make sure that they have a 4-piece Stone Skin set and are tanky enough. Also, if you don't have enough speed on your champions, you can also use Lamasu in the lead spot, right? So you can hit the speeds. That works as well. It shouldn't hurt at all. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. Also, feel free to join my Discord. It will be in the description below. And, feel free to ask any questions, or if you need any help, I'll always see what I can do. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, please hit the like button. It really goes a long way. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And see you in the next one.